let's get to know Margaret Karram, the new elected president of the Focolare, with a short biographical video file.
Margaret Marie Karram was born in 1969 in Haifa, Israel. Her family were Catholic Palestinians. She attended the Carmelite School in Haifa, studying Arabic, Hebrew, English, French and Italian. Aged 14, she came to know the Focolare spirituality, which became the path for her whole life. At 23, she was consecrated to God as a Focolarina living in community. In 1984, she moved to the United States, where she graduated in Judaism at the American Jewish University in Los Angeles. She returned to Jerusalem and worked there for 14 years at the Italian consulate. Here she became responsible for the Focolare community. Her commitment for dialogue between cultures and faiths continued to develop. For this work, she received several international awards. Since 2014, she has been based in Italy with various roles of responsibility at the International Focolare Centre. On the 31st of January this year, with a large majority, the General Assembly elected her President of the Focolare Movement. She is the third woman and the first non-European to hold this office after Chiara Lubich and Maria Voce.
Welcome amongst us to Margaret Karram, President of the Focolare. Big welcome, and to Jesus Moran, re-elected as co-president for a second mandate.
Davvero,
benvenuti.
As we were saying, we want to get better, Margaret. And from the video, we've seen that from your origins, you summarize, you encapsulate the contradictions and hopes of a world that aspires to peace. Who is Margaret Karram, this woman born in Israel of Palestinian origin?
Let me tell you something of myself. I was born from a Palestinian family who have lived in Palestine before of the declaration of the State of Israel. I am the second of 4 brothers and sisters. And from small, I have received this education. I'm a Catholic, and my parents, living in the city of Haifa, the region of Galilee, a city where 3 religions, monotheistic religions, are living together, they had desired that we would grow with a very solid faith rooted in God. So they have educated us from small in this way. I went to a Carmelite school where I have received my education, and in this school we were all Arabs, but majority are Muslims. So since I was small, from I was 6 years old until 18 years old, I have always lived together. Somebody who is different. But what I feel that was really placed in my heart, let me share to you an episode to let you know who I am. When I was 5 years old, I was playing like many other children there outside the house, and my neighbors were Jews. You know, there was also much tension in our city, and they would see us, they would insult us. I remember one day I was so much insulted. I went home, I was desolate, I was crying. And my mother said, "Now dry up your tears, go out, call these children." I think they were 5 or 6. Call them, invite them to our home. What will I do? I'll go out and call these children. I was really suffering inside of me. But then I did it because I wanted to obey to my mother. So they came, and my mother was cooking this, preparing this Arab bread, and gave to them a piece of this bread and said, "Bring this home." So a piece of bread to each one. And this gesture, after this one, the next day, their parents came to our house to get to know us, who we are. And from this small gesture, I learned a lesson for the whole of my life, that love casts away hatred. If I want to change society, I have to learn, I have to go beyond my feelings and love that neighbor that God has placed beside me.
We can say that you were breathing an atmosphere of dialogue from a very early age. Now on the screen, we'll see some photos of a historic moment, June the 8th in 2014, in the Vatican Gardens, the Invocation for Peace. Pope Francis was present, His Holiness, the Ecumenical Patriarch of Constantinople, Bartholomew I, and the then Israeli President, Shimon Peres, and the President of the Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, were present, and you read the prayer of St. Francis before them. I think it was an unforgettable moment. Also, the Pope yesterday at the private audience remembered it and reminded us that peace is a process which has to be followed. I'd like to ask you of your thoughts on this.
I think, yes, even if we don't see peace yet, but it was also a time of promise. I think that peace is a gift of God. We have to ask Him that gift. And I have to continue to believe together with others that we have to continue to work to build peace, because peace should be built in our everyday life, in small gestures with people who are beside us. What we can do is to accept the other who is different from me, who belongs to another religion, who belongs to another culture. And so I believe in peace. I don't see it yet in the Middle East, but I am full of trust that what we sow, even in little, we have to continue sowing, so that when God wants, there will be this peace. Also this prayer, certainly. What for was that prayer? What was it for? It was very important. It was an invocation. It was an important moment, but then it was a luminous moment that we have to look up to. Because prayer, as we were saying, prayers of those from the Holy Land, it's not that it produces something, but prayers generate. So we have to continue to generate peace within our heart, first of all, and together with the others.
Grazie Margaret.